Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderfully on a Wednesday.
Happy Hump Day, Wednesday. We made it to the middle of the week.
Yes, which, by the way, we're only a few days out from our VA seminar that's happening this Saturday at 11 a.m. I think I'm really excited. I don't know about you,
Yeah,
but
I'm super excited. Hopefully all of you can make it. Please sign up. We'll put more information below. It's going to be great information. And hopefully we'll get great turnout and a lot of people will benefit from this seminar.
And we'll talk more about details on what you will all learn on Friday's video.
So what's going on this Wednesday?
Yeah, so right now, after doing some data research, we have a lot of cooling down in the market. And when we say cool down, last week we talked about how properties are sitting on the market 50% longer, which equates to 60 days from contract to close. What that means for consumers right now, especially for home buyers, is that they have leverage. They can negotiate with homeowners and say, hey, if you are really motivated about selling your home, would you be willing to help me out with a rate buy down? On Monday, we talked about, just a couple of days ago, interest rates are around a 6% interest, right? So if you're looking at getting at least 1% interest rate buy down for your first year, we're looking around 5s. And if we can even negotiate a 2% rate buy down, we can even get them down to the 4s.
Yeah, I mean, when there's not a lot of buyers you're competing with, you are able to negotiate. And they should... If you're not looking to buy right now, you should be looking to buy right now. This is the perfect time. Fear is going to keep a lot of people from entering the market. And if you take advantage of that and you enter the market now, you're going to have less competition, which allows you to negotiate on your behalf better terms. And one of the ways you can negotiate is with the buy downs. I agree completely.
Now, here's the reality of every first-time home buyer. I'm hearing right now what's happening in the market is, I really don't want to buy a condo. I don't want to share a wall with my neighbor. I don't want to have to drive into a subdivision where I'm in between these condos, right? And for San Diego County's market, we live in one of the most expensive places, one of the most beautiful places in the United States of America. And it is such a privilege to actually feel the sun in this side of the world. And because of that, I think we have to educate our clients, our consumers, first-time home buyers in this market that your first home is not going to be your forever home. And the reality is that your very first home is your starter position to where you can actually use that after 5 years of building equity and use that as a catapult for your next down payment on a single family detached home. So with that being said, let me give you some real numbers here that actually define what that looks like for somebody who purchased a condo back in 2021 and before. But before we even get to the statistics, I want to also illustrate what was happening in 2021 and prior to that, because I'm sure we can all remember that COVID hit.
Yeah.
I mean, that was huge. When we had that time, I remember my babies had no idea why they had to constantly wear a mask because they were so young. But everybody was so afraid, and sanitizers were getting sold out. Toilet paper was never to be seen on the shelves. Gas it was chaos. It was complete chaos. And during that time, interest rates, what happened?
They dropped. They went really low. But that was the government artificially lowering interest rates by buying the bonds and overbuying bonds, purposely injecting more money into the system to promote, because people weren't working. It was a complete halt. If the government had not stepped in, we definitely would have seen a major recession. And so they had to step in and they had to artificially lower interest rates, which was insane, right? Because I mean, I had VA clients at 2.25%, 30-year fixed mortgages.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great for people that got in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I've had clients come to me and say, well, we're just going to wait until the market crashes.
Again?
And I don't know about you, but how detrimental would it be if we had another COVID? You know, what would happen to the elderly or to people who have weak immune systems? If you're waiting for a time for interest rates to drop, something very devastating would have to happen for interest rates to artificially decrease significantly, like what we've seen in 2021 and beyond.
Yeah, it'd have to be something similar to 2008, right? Or 2021. And so nobody can really predict that something like that's going to happen again. So if you're that person waiting for that, you may be waiting 10, 20, 30 years.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I did a study, and we'll share a graph here. Back in 2008 compared to 2026, which is literally a span of 18 years, about 2 decades now, we are still literally at the lowest amount of inventory even since the market crash in 2008. Significantly, by more than 1,000 less homes that we've seen on the market today. Now, let's put that into perspective. For those who have purchased a property, let's just say 5 years ago, for example, I have a graph here that actually shows that interest rates back in 2021 is rewarding those homeowners now in 2026 by appreciating by 5.4%. Now, to put that into perspective, nationwide, on a title company's calculator and an average calculation for any title company or escrow company, they typically use a 3% annual appreciation rate. 3%. Right now, we are seeing 5.4%, which is about double what an average calculator is conservatively estimating how much your home value is going to increase. Now, the facts and the data have been researched and have been proven. In today's market in San Diego County, if you've owned a condo as of 2021 and before, you're now sitting on equity as much as $155,000. Now, I don't know about you, but if you've purchased a home during COVID and it was a condo and you're looking to purchase a single family detached home, now is the time to get into the market because you have the cash equity to either keep the property, use a home equity line of credit, or do a cash out refi, or sell your property outright. Whichever opportunity that you choose, you can literally take that and use that towards your dream home.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have waited, you have zero equity. You would have been renting for the last 5 years, paying, I don't know, anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 or possibly more. And that's just money you're throwing away. But if you made the decision to buy and you bought a condo because you couldn't afford a single family residence, now you have $150,000 in equity as an average. That's great because that $150,000 will put you in a better position, like you said, to either do a HELOC, a refi cash out, or sell it so you can take that money now put it into a single family residence.
Absolutely.
Win-win, right?
Win-win. Now, I will be completely transparent here because for audiences who have purchased a condo, let's just say within the past 2 to 3 years, or even within the past 12 months, I think it's also important to note that even if you utilized your VA loan and you took the opportunity to buy, and for unfortunate situation, you had to PCS out of state or whatever the case may be, we understand that that might not be the most ideal situation for, any service member who's looking.
Members.
Yes. Yeah. And the reason why is, and I'm pretty sure you can vouch me on this, is the first 2 years, 1 to 2 years, you're paying on the interest and taxes, right?
Correct. You're paying primarily interest, very little principal. And so if you're going to turn around and need to sell, there's commissions, fees you have to cover. Even if you're getting a nice return of 3 to 5%, that might not be sufficient, right? In the first year to 2 years. So you have to wait a little bit longer to build that equity so that you can cover those fees and costs. Where if, again, an active member puts 0% down, there's no equity yet because they didn't put money down. So yeah, it makes it very difficult for active members. They have to move within those first 2 years.
Now it begs the question, do I really want to buy a house in this market? Because I can hear my clients who are watching this video because I'm listening to you and I'm really taking all of your feedback from watching these videos. And thank you. Shout out to everybody who is viewing this today. Please like and subscribe and share and comment if you can. One of the biggest things that we hear is it really a good time for me to buy? Because there's a lot of uncertainty that's happening right now. Well, when you come into our office and you sit down with us and you actually analyze what your financial capabilities are and what you're actually striving for, the most important thing to consider, in my professional opinion, is what do you want to achieve 5 to 10 years from now? What are you looking to do? How are you going to position yourself for retirement? What, life changes have to happen in order for you to trigger this moment to take action and decide that you want to make a change today. So I think when we're preparing all of our clients and our customers who are going to sit down with us for the very first time, just to set the stage and expectations of what they're going to be receiving at the table, is 100% full transparency. Because our goal isn't to put you in a situation to where you're not going to be able to afford your mortgage after 1 to 2 years of owning it. We really want to sit down, diagnose your capabilities, and make sure that this is a comfortable decision. And we're providing enough sound education to help our consumers make a very sound and understanding commitment to what they're going to be locking themselves into for the next 1 to 30 years.
No, I agree. We have to be transparent, and we are, and honest. Not everybody is in a position to actually buy a home right now, but that's a decision. When we provide the information, we help the client, the consumer, make that decision, right? We don't tell them to make the decision. We provide the information so they can make an informed decision.
Absolutely. I mean, who are we to tell people
right.
what somebody is, what they should and should not like? So I think it's really important to stress that we're a very relationship-based real estate professional. And I think it's important for a lot of our consumers, if not every consumer who's watching this, to understand we're really fighting for their best interest. Yeah. And we really want what's best for them. And the best part is that they don't have to do any of the heavy lifting, due diligence, and homework. We already got their back in that corner. Yeah. So
come in. What anybody should do that's on the fence or hasn't decided that maybe it's not a good time to buy, without getting the information, you really can't make a decision. So I would say you should contact us, come in, no pressure, right? We're not trying to upsell you anything. There is no cost. You come in, we meet, we get to know you, we have a conversation, and then we just talk about where you're at, what your needs are as far as home ownership. It may not be now, it could be in 3 years or 5 years, but you need to get this information. You can't make a decision without having information to make a decision.
Here's a beautiful thing. One of the last things I want to talk about before we conclude is when we sit down with our clients and we actually take a look under the hood. And what I mean by that is take a soft pull of their credit. given their tax returns, their bank statements, and a full financial diagnosis. And even if our client isn't positioned to buy at that time that we actually sit down with them, what I really like about how we work together is that we're continuing to follow up with our clients and say, hey, these are the things that you need to do to check mark. And within 6 months, if you're able to do this, and we can see that the credit bureaus have refreshed their credit score. And once they've increased to 45 points to 86 points, which is what we've seen in the past over the course of 6 months, and now that they're ready to buy, you know, you want to work with professionals who are going to hold your hand every step of the way, because that's the type of people that we are. We're not here for the commission. We're really here for the people, and we really want to make their dreams come true.
I like that, but it's true. You should call us or message us, set up an appointment with us. Don't worry, nothing bad's going to happen. No, we're listening and we understand there's fears out there, and you should meet with us so you can understand what's out there for you too. I mean, it's without knowing, you're always going to have that fear and you're not going to be 100% sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Happy Wednesday and make it a great day.
Bye.